Good morning, small baby humans. So it's Wednesday. The voting is over, but we still don't know who won at the point I'm recording this, which is 8:43 a.m. If you're interested in the election stuff, you can go to about any of 50 million websites to see the count towards 270 electoral votes. And if for some reason you haven't taken government yet and you don't understand the whole electoral thing, please reach out. I'm more than happy to help. It was an interesting day, I guess, yesterday. So, if you're interested, follow it. If you're not, well, at least your YouTube and social should clean up here. Hopefully those ads will disappear. Now, we basically did two things in class today, so I'm going to run you through each one of them. One of them, I'm just going to ask you to you don't have to do it on your own, but I'm asking you to look at it and think about it. And the other is going to be the first assignment. Now, what we did today in class is we started things off with trivia. I think we did Marshall trivia today. So some 5 random questions about the town that you live in or at least go to school in if you school choice here. Once we got done with trivia, then we broke out into breakout rooms for some brainstorming. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to go yet. I'm recording this before, and I've never done breakout rooms before, so could be a giant train wreck. We'll see. So I pulled up the doc that I had people fill out in their groups, and basically, what I'm asking you to think about from this thing is, we've been in this class now for 2 days. We've talked about some different things. I showed you guys a short video yesterday. Talked about why the class is important, but we've never talked about what psychology is. And some of you guys don't know that yet. And so what I asked is that first, in the groups, that they come up with their own definition of psychology and figure out like exactly what that means without the help of Google and things like that. The second thing I asked them to do was to describe what a psychologist's office is like, and I told them they could be a list. So if someone in your family said, hey, we're taking you to see a psychologist, and you were going to go to the place where that psychologist works, and you walked into their office or to the place that they work, what kind of things would you expect to see in that office or workplace? I'm interested to see what kind of things you guys write down here, because this will give me an idea of what you guys think psychologists are and what they do. And then the last thing was, what are some jobs in psychology? So I asked people to kind of brainstorm and come up with some different careers which were psychology focused. Once we got done with this, I let everybody get going on the first assignment. And so what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to run you through the first assignment and tell you what my expectations are, but then use whatever time you had allotted for psychology today to get going on that. The assignment's going to be due on Thursday by midnight. Now that is a short turnaround, especially in the way that I do things, but I am going to give you some time tomorrow. Tomorrow what we'll do is we'll do a slide or two of notes, which should probably take about 10 to 15 minutes. And once we're done with that, I'll give you guys the rest of class to work on that. Usually I give out the assignments on Monday, or if there's no school on Monday, on Tuesday, and then make it due on Friday. But obviously with a shortened week and the way things ran, I just condensed down the window a little bit. So I'm going to show you guys the assignment. Basically, we're not using a textbook in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some short articles. I took this article from Simply Psychology. I'm going to take a lot of the things that we do from Psychology Today magazine and other sources. So basically today's runs you through some basics about psychology and the kind of the background of psychology. So a little bit of a brief history. And so I know this is probably going to look really long, but obviously it's not as long as a textbook chapter. I think the first chapter in our textbook is like 25 pages long. This one is 3. Okay, so this is essentially going to be your reading for this unit. The only reading I'm going to have you guys do. And then when you get down to the 4th page, there are directions. It says, after reading the article, answer the following questions in well-written sentences or short paragraphs. This assignment will be graded using all 3 rubrics. You've got psychological content, which is like, do you know your stuff, and how deep do you go into the stuff? Psychological communication, which is how well are you writing things, and we'll go into that in a second, a little bit more detail. And then analysis. Analysis is going to be putting in your own thought. I'm not going to grade the research component part of that, so you could potentially get a 4 in all 3 of the standards. Now, things I wanted to talk about with the writing things. First of all, I want you guys writing, good answers for me. The content is great, but I also want to see that they're well written. And so some of the things I'm looking for are, proper capitalization, that we're capitalizing everything that needs to be capitalized, beginnings of sentences, names, things along those lines. Looking for proper punctuation, end punctuation, comma usage, things like that. Looking to make sure sentences have subjects and predicates, so a noun, something that's starting it off, and then what that noun is doing. We want to try to avoid run-on sentences and sentence fragments wherever possible. And so what I'm going to do is you guys are going to have this in by Thursday at midnight, or if it's, a little late, I guess it's a little late. On Sunday afternoon, I'm going to sit down and probably do the grading on these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to critique all 3 of those areas: the content, the communication, and the analysis. And I'm going to give you feedback on the document and then throw that grade into Infinite Campus. When I return it to you, if you're looking through the comments that I made and you see some things that you could correct or want to do a better job on, you can do that and then resubmit it. And I will go back in and, look over your assignment again. And if there are more comments needed, I'll do that. And then I'll make a grade adjustment for you. And you are allowed to keep adjusting and tweaking the assignment until you're satisfied. So basically that was today. Kind of a short, quick one. The brainstorming took us about, 10 minutes or so. And the rest of the time was dedicated towards working on the assignment. So if you have any questions about anything that needs to get done or what exactly we were doing, things like that, please make sure and ask. Tomorrow, if you're able to be with us, we're going to do the first couple of slides, and then it's going to be some work time, and then obviously get Friday off. Stay into the news if you're interested. Otherwise, avoid it if you're well, my lights went off. Avoid it if it's stressing you out. And I hope you're well, and we'll see you soon.